Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat for Bachelor in Paradise, where we're going to be talking about everything that went down week one, day one, night one, whatever you want to call it, on the beach in Paradise. How's everyone doing tonight? It's me, Bachelor Fan Take, and we're back. Feels good to be back. The true crown jewel of the Bachelor franchise, Bachelor in Paradise. Really what everything leads up to. But before we get into talking about the first week, of course, got to go over the chat rules. Number one, please, no posting any spoilers in the chat. Of course, sleuthing is always welcome. Hopefully, we're going to do a lot of sleuthing here tonight. Maybe even go over the preview if they drop that early. Get a little first look, a little off the cuff live sleuthing tonight. Number two, I'll try to respond to as many questions as I can, but of course, super chats will get priority. And last but not least, be kind to each other, everyone. So, yes, we have made it into paradise, and we've got a number of people from the latest seasons, some from some much later seasons as well. Loose here. 6 years ago. Jeez, has it been 6 years? She got engaged, and that truly was one of the seasons that really captured my heart. It was season 3 of Bachelor in Paradise, 3 engagements. Wow, it was also Evan and Carly, and who else? I can't even remember 3 engagements. Amanda and what's his face, something like that. I don't know, but yes, we saw a number of people show up in Paradise. Here are the day one guys plus Johnny. Johnny's not included because this was originally made when he was on the season, so he wasn't announced yet. And the women as well. Hunter sort of behind me there, and already couples are forming. I think the number one couple right off the bat, and there's some confirmation in the preview for a little end game with this couple is Brandon and Serene. Brandon and Serene look like the it couple for the season. And I see welcome back. Thanks for super chatting. Really, really appreciate it. I'm surprised that Kira is unhinged. Yes, Dr. Kira. Oh boy. I'm totally shipping Brandon and Serene. Yes, absolutely, me too. You were reading my mind there. I was laughing my butt off when Jill was crying. Everybody was rubbing Casey's nipples. Lace just needs to go home. Yeah, Lace is she's 6 years older, but some things haven't changed all that much with her. But absolutely, yeah. Brandon and Serene, big time couple. We'll talk about them tonight for sure. Jill, I feel like her energy is like the Tajwan of this season. Here, like a couple of pics from the previews here of Jill, and I think a slow descent into madness is in store for us, and I can't wait. I can't wait. Yes, and Dr. Kira. Here, I've got the cast list here. Dr. Kira. She she was incredibly unhinged, with quotes like, I'm not here to make good decisions. She came in and chose violence. Imagine you're just enjoying Bachelor in Paradise one day, or you're just going along and say, hey, what's this show? I'm gonna watch it, and then your doctor appears on, and she's doing all that. And she stole unthinkable. She stole Jill's drink. Can you? That's a bold power move. Bold power move to come in and, I don't know, make an alpha move, try to claim your man by stealing the other person's drink. And Romeo, who would have thunk it, at the center of all the drama for the first episode. I wasn't anticipating that, but here we are. That's the magic of Bachelor in Paradise. Anything can happen. Who's Romeo? Romeo from Michelle's season. he was a like middle of the pack, early sort of elimination, somewhere there. Not a game changer from Michelle's season. And SHM Design, good to see you back. Thank you for the super chat. I'm glad we finally got good entertainment in this franchise again. Bold move to fake your birthday. Hope all is well. Yes, thank you. All is well. And yeah, bold move. I don't know. Luce was feeling like something needed to get shaken up there. In Paradise. It wasn't working out for her, and I guess you fake your birthday. That's the move after that. But definitely not going to be a good Paradise experience for Luce. She not very present in the previews. She might be a week 1 Rose Ceremony 1 elimination. We'll double check that. But by the way, for those of you maybe wondering, I know that the scheduling for Paradise is a bit weird. We've got a live stream tonight. From this point on, I'm going to be doing recaps on Thursdays, or at least it all depends on what the schedule is going to be. Because tomorrow I have some appointments. Got to go do those things, and then it's two nights a week after this week. 2 nights a week, I think, is what he said. I don't know. I can't remember if he said Mondays and Tuesdays, or if it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays, a recap for the week will come out on Thursday. If it's Monday and Tuesdays, it'll come out on Wednesday. And the live stream for each week will be on the second episode only. We'll be talking about the whole week, and then the day after that, the Friday or Thursday or whatever. It's going to be the preview breakdown. Mondays and Tuesdays? Okay, Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm surprised because, Monday Night Football, that's a big thing to come up against, but I guess that's what they're going for. Cool. All right, so just this week, it's going to be Thursday recap because I still have an appointment to go to. It's nothing like crazy, nothing... it is a doctor's appointment, but it's nothing like bad or anything like that. It's just a thing that they said, we have to do this on Wednesdays, and I was like, can it not be the Wednesdays that Bachelor in Paradise is? So here we are. But and then it's going to be back to Wednesdays. One recap for the whole week. All right, got that out of the way. And Asiya, thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. I'm so dumb because I couldn't remember Johnny's name, but when Romeo came on, I remembered his name. Hey. Look, there are a million names in this franchise. I can't remember all of them, and I recap the show. But there's your brain only has so much room for these names, and there's only going to be so many more names thrown in there as well. We've got this twist, this Paradise twist. Where multiple women are coming in, the other women are getting shipped out. This looks to be, I don't know, after some couples have been set up, because in the preview we get a good look at some of the couplings, people matched up together. Those women are going to get shipped out, and these women are going to be coming in. That's Jasenia. We've got Florence from Bachelor in Paradise Australia. If you checked out my last preview breakdown for this season, you'll know that Bachelor in Paradise Australia cast members are coming in, which is a rather strange thing. Normally it's the other way around. On the Bachelor in Paradise Australia show, you see American contestants come in from the American season, the American show. They're, I guess, I don't know, swapping back. Also Sarah, Kate, and Eliza, all from Clayton's season, are going to be there. So... it takes a lot of practice to remember the names, and even then, they escape me all the time. Especially what is it, Haley or something? Haley. I've got the cheat sheet. This is why I have this out, so I can. Here we go. Yeah, Haley. I'm honestly proud of myself for remembering Haley from Clayton's season, who had the audacity to tell Lace like she didn't deserve to be there. It's 6 years ago. Get over it. She was like a night 1 elimination. All I remember her saying from the season was something like she was one of the people who was really upset about the lady who was dissing Clayton and saying like Clayton sucked. That's all I remember about her. But how are you supposed to, as someone who just casually enjoys this show, supposed to remember who this is? But it's part of Paradise is we always see night 1 eliminations, early eliminations. So it's part of the way it works. Grocery Store Joe at one point was just a night 1 elimination guy, though he did have a big following right after that. But Maria Hernandez, thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Good to see ya. I'd be mad too if someone stole my drink. Yeah. Love seeing meme Justin back with more facial expressions being doled out for us. Michael showing off his dad jokes already. So ready for Paradise to get started. Agreed. We've got a good month of Bachelor in Paradise ahead of us. From now till I think November 1st or so, somewhere around there. How does the calendar work out? What's the Monday or something like that in November? Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, finale, November 1st finale could work out. So good month ahead of us of Bachelor in Paradise. And, some of those guys, we're seeing already in this episode, couplings and things like that. We've got Genevieve and Justin, meme Justin back, you're saying. But we know that's not going to last. We know Genevieve is with, here, I've got some coupling stuff here. Like Genevieve in the corners there, Aaron's going to show up. Justin is going to be with Eliza at one point, and then Rodney's also going to be with Eliza. We've got Michael and Sierra, but that's not going to work out. We've again from the preview breakdowns, we've sleuthed out that Danielle M from Nick's season of The Bachelor is going to be showing up, and those two are going to be a solid, serious couple. Sleuthed out that they are an endgame couple as well in that preview breakdown. From if you checked out Sarah and Wells' wedding photos, right up in there, right in the front, Danielle M and Zaddy, Michael A, who else? Oh yeah, well, of course there is Serene, Brandon, and I think we've got some. I think this is for sure an engagement couple. We've talked about this in the preview breakdown. This bracelet in the latest preview breakdown, we saw another. Here, let me see if I can pop up a little bit of that one. Another shot of Brandon wearing there we go, wearing the same bracelet. And then in this preview we got another look at what I think is this same proposal. Two hands matches up with these two. I think we've got one of the proposals. There's at least maybe one other. Could be more. Could be three. We've seen three many times before. Could be just two. Could be 4, 5. I hope we see like 4 or 5 engagements. That'd be wild. But I think this is one for sure. I know there's another one that I'm on the lookout for here. This one we got a new bracelet kind of looking thing. Could be a lot of the men and some of the women have accessories, but a lot of the men are wearing very similar clothing in multiple shots from multiple times. Tonight we saw on Andrew S.'s date with Teddy, we saw him wearing a like black and white, button up thing, and I know he wears that again. He outfit repeats, because I'd watched out for it, going, oh, it's going to be on this boy band date. It said in like a preview breakdown, this outfit that Andrew S is wearing, and then he talks to someone. He says, "I gave you everything," and I went, okay, same night, trying to put two and two together, but Andrew S wearing the same shirt on this date, his first date with Teddy, that he wears later on at some point. So outfit repeating, gotta watch out for that, because that's happening big time. But sometimes the outfit repeating works out for us. We'll see if we can spot maybe this proposal shot, and see what we can figure out. This one, I think, is working out for us. But also, we got to keep our eyes peeled, because they like to throw in those fake outs. This was in the last preview breakdown, fake out from a previous season with Hannah G and Dylan, and same with Katie and Chris Bukowski. That was in the preview before. So I don't know if in this last one, I just from like watching it at the end of the episode, if there were any fake outs, like proposal fake outs, like they did the last couple times. But maybe we'll see if they throw up the preview. So sometimes they throw it up really early too, when these on this like day one, episode 1 stuff. Maybe I'll just quickly double check the socials to see if they have it, because we could always get into some early live sleuthing if that was the case. Doesn't look to be it, but we'll keep checking. At least not on the Instagram, but I know sometimes chat tells me if there has been too. But yeah, Victoria. Oh yes, and Victoria F. Victoria F is back. Peter season never ending. It's gonna stretch to the end of time. Victoria F is in paradise. We know she goes on a date with Justin. There's been a shot I've been trying to identify who it is, but their faces are covered. In it, we do know that it's Justin. We could see Justin. But no one else. Let me see if I can. I have to go deep into my. Here it is. Throw this up for everybody. This one right here. So Justin, going on a date with Victoria F. I'm guessing that's going to be next episode. They sort of set it up with Genevieve being really comfortable with Justin and excited, and then Victoria comes in. So that's I guess going to be the drama that they're setting up. She's comfortable. Victoria comes in, changes everything. However, we do know that Genevieve is also going to be with Aaron, and Aaron perhaps sees that Genevieve and Justin are an item, and he gets upset. However, once we get to this split, this part right here, before they all go F you, Jesse Palmer, I did note I was trying to catch some of the people, some of the couplings that were there, and Victoria F was with Johnny instead in that spot. Not too surprised, because we have Eliza showing up with Justin later on, and we've got Genevieve and Aaron. So I don't think Victoria is going to be with Justin. So we'll see if we can, and there's some other shakeups too there. Like we see Andrew S with Brittany. However, Teddy and Andrew seem to be close this last episode. We see who else? Oh, later on we also see Andrew S on a date with NC. an early elimination from Clayton's season. However, that could be misleading because sometimes people arrive in paradise and they invite someone on a date who's with another couple or in another coupling, and then the person goes just because it's paradise and they want to explore, but it doesn't work out. And so they have a date, maybe they kiss on the date, but it doesn't end up being a coupling. So it's some of these previews really hard to suss out what's going on. There are so many couplings, so much going on, so much experimentation, people hooking up just to see if there's chemistry there, like all of it, and it could all come from any time in the season. We can't trust even these early connections, with the exception of a few. I think like Brandon and Serene seems to be a setup that's not going to change. The previews show that as well. So, is Shanae's redemption story possible? Well, Shanae looks to be in a lot of relationships. She's going to be kissing a lot of guys based on the previews, and she's going to be showcased a ton, but I don't think so. I don't think so. She's going to, have her time, and then her time will end. And if she ends up being an endgame person who's near the end for Decision Day, it's not going to go on to Fantasy Suites. If that's the case. But I think it might end before that. Though there is a lot of her, though. So don't think and like it's weird because I'm not interested in really like covering much of Shanae. I'm not very pleased that she's on this season. After I feel she crossed the line with a lot of her comments. Not just like, it'd be one thing if it was just the shrimp stuff or the like wild actions with Genevieve and things like that. The ADHD comments and over the line, and but so I'm not too interested in like talking too much about Shanae. But she's also going to be in the season a bunch. So would it just ignore her? So kind of sucks. And like what was with all the BS of like production and people attached to the show, people at ABC being like, "We hear you, Bachelor Nation," when everyone was like, let's end this here. Let's not have Shanae in Paradise. What was all that? Like, "We hear you, Bachelor Nation. Don't worry." And then, of course, she's here. And that also means we probably aren't seeing people like Elizabeth for a good reason. I wonder this because last season on Paradise we saw Queen Victoria, and Brittany on this season is here now, but she wasn't on that season. I wonder if there was something like, oh, if Queen Victoria's there, I'm not going. Anna was on that season as well. Now Brittany gets her turn, but she has to wait a year because, she was the one who had accusations laid against her by, rumors and stuff by Queen Victoria and Anna. So I wonder if maybe next year now we'll see Elizabeth. Yeah, Elizabeth said she said something that she looked at the cast list and said nope. Yeah. Makes sense to me. And good for her. Good for her. So sucks that that's the case though. But yeah, hey, if you get bullied on the show, you only have to wait like an extra year to be on Paradise. That's all. That's all. So, and Eeek and Eeek, thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate that. Please call out Brandon and Serene for obviously knowing each other and dating at some level before the show and lying about it. Well, that tea is news to me. I'll definitely check that out. I mean, there is a certain level of knowing each other that seems to just it's like every year we hear this. People know each other before the show. People plan these, you know, couplings for Paradise, and I think there's there's a certain level that's probably acceptable of that, like flirting and maybe waiting. Being in a private relationship is another thing, and going on and stringing someone along, waiting for someone else is also another thing. And like we saw with Brendan last season. But the core thing here that sucks is it takes away the element of surprise that I feel like we used to see a lot more of in the early seasons. Like wild pairings you'd never thought you'd see before. Because people didn't do that. They just showed up like, what? Okay. See what works out. So I wish we could return to that, but I think we're beyond that. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. At least we know that no one knew or DM'd loose before the show. But yeah, do we know they did this for her for sure? I haven't heard this yet. I haven't heard anything about this yet. So I don't have the tea. I'm just talking about the possibility. But it was definitely a different situation with Brendan and Piper, where there was a lot more evidence even before the show. At least what I knew. And Beatriz Hernandez, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Do they really don't know who the participants are before they sign up? I really don't have an idea. Surprised Victoria is there. Shanae, please go. Yes. That's a good question, because the idea is they have no clue, but how do you control that as as production? Like, how do you stop people from privately DMing each other and saying like, I'm on Paradise, I'm gonna be on Paradise, I'm also gonna be on Paradise, like, hey, can't wait to see you there, kind of thing. It seems impossible. I think most people have an idea, but at the end of the day, things can change. They maybe don't know when people are going to be showing up. But there's probably also a lot that gets known once you arrive too, because you're going to be arriving. There's a separate hotel that people stay at, like while you're waiting to get on the show, where production stays and stuff like that, where you might know who else is also there. So there is an idea, I think, of who else is going to be there, which I think is okay. I think it's impossible to stop, but I also think it's okay, because then people can get an idea. Ooh, like, I'm interested in this person, and I think they're going to show up, and that can get excitement up. But it doesn't like bulldoze over other relationships or anything like that. Like, you might have this idea of who you want to be there, because they're going to be showing up at some point. However, once you're there, you meet someone else, and then you go, oh, like, well, that's going to be the thing. But yeah, it's unfortunate about the state of of knowing each other. I'm at peace with it. I've come to terms, and I think it's okay up to a certain point. Because you also have to remember that a lot of these people are like doing club promotions and things other than just living their lives after the show. We often think that like the way that these people become wealthy and make their money is by becoming influencers, and that's very true. But there are other avenues of gaining income from the show beyond just shilling, whatever on Instagram or online or whatever it is, in TikTok or not many people, no one doing it on Twitter, but you can also like promote clubs and other things, and a lot of the times the draw is bringing in multiple people to your club from the show. That's going to draw a lot of people to come in and be there, maybe meet them, stuff like that. I mean, we saw the tweets and the stories from right before the ending of Gabby and Rachel's season where the boys are out with the Ftino sign. So a lot of people can meet there too. So it's I think and they talk. It's probably very difficult to keep this quiet, and it's a draw. It's a powerful draw to try and plan your season. Get screen time. Get a love story. Get more followers. It's the power of the dark side. Many times we've seen people try to plan their season behind the scenes. I've talked about there. I have a video on my channel from a little while back about bachelors or people who are almost the bachelor or bachelorette, and one example is Luke P. Not from Hannah Brown season. Luke Pell from JoJo season was going to be the bachelor. There's a whole story of him sort of planning his season with a couple of women. People he knew or talked to beforehand who are going to be on the show. And then they canned it all. They found out about it, canned it all. And then he was no longer the bachelor. But he was right at the edge. He had sort of all but pretty much been cast. So it's a tempting thing. Tempting thing. But all right, I'm double checking one more time to see if we've got any sign of a preview. Let me know if anyone else sees it online. A lot of it was the same. The first 30 seconds of it was the same as the last preview. And but some of it at the end was different. And there are a few good any doggos? Yes, doggo came. I was looking over at my dog Bob because he's falling asleep. And he was starting to kick. Oh, he's up. He's got to work the camera. There's Bob. Having a nap. A little shy. There's Bob. No Jackson today. He didn't want to come in. That's what I'm more used to. Jackson does not want to be a part of this. I don't know if it's the lights or something. Computer, whatever. Yeah, not seeing any previews on YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. I don't know what they for the first half of Gabby and Rachel season. They had it boom right up immediately on online. And sometimes when it's the first of the season, the first episode of the season, and they get the season preview, they throw it on really, really quick. So we might have to forego the live sleuthing, but that's okay. We'll break it down in detail in the preview breakdown for this week on Friday. Friday is when that's gonna come out. Not much is terribly changing from these other shots we've talked about, especially this one right here. Brandon and Serene. I think that's a lock. I think we've got an engagement lock now. And Michael and Danielle M. Stuff with Andrew changing. We've got like this Andrew Teddy thing. Might not be the case. Rodney and Eliza was looking like maybe a coupling. We saw in the preview that she's really upset he's walking away. Could it be a decision day thing? Could it be something else? She said she got her heart broken twice in a day. I don't know what that means. Could that mean it's not a decision day thing and she's getting broken up with Justin and Rodney? Because we see her with both of them at one point. And yes, Aaron and Genevieve coupling. We know James is going to show up. Aaron and James. Maybe they'll leave as a couple together. And then this mystery proposal we have yet to spot. But we'll see if maybe there's some more info on this, including this little bracelet. Yeah. Danielle M. and Michael, the wedding photo here. Now, but here, a question. Is there a chance that this is Michael? We do know that they seem to be a couple that leaves together. This is from Sarah and Wells' wedding. Just scrolling through Vogue and going, this is an interesting coupling here. Because Danielle would be invited to Wells' wedding, I would imagine. And then her plus one would be Michael. So maybe this is a lead. I didn't spot any. You can't really see. I didn't really spot any engagement rings here. I don't think, but we'll see. We'll see that. I've got my eye on it. So we'll see. This is another bracelet that I'm looking out for. So gotta be on bracelet watch. This is what it comes down to. And Paradise, like this engagement here with this, I remember from the season, was spoiled right at the beginning because of this bracelet right here. Because we knew that Dylan was proposing to someone because there were interviews of him like at the end of his season there, where he was wearing the same bracelet, and then later on we were able to find the other one in the corner there. It was Hannah G. But also it's pretty easy to know who he's with when all the previews show that the only person that he's interested in was Hannah G. So it's like, okay, you know. And that's the nature of these Paradise previews, is sometimes it can be like really quick to spot a major, sleuth out. But then, like, all these other shots can be so difficult to piece together because you're watching people make out with each other, and, that could happen at any point. Couples are going to come together, immediately break up. New couples are going to form. Maybe they're going to get back together with the original couple. People try to scramble for roses and kiss people you'd normally never think they would, just to like try and get that last minute rose, just to see if maybe there's chemistry there. And so they throw that into the previews, and it's really hard to pinpoint sometimes. So I feel like Johnny had a month between his exit and Bachelor in Paradise, so that's going to be fascinating to watch. I feel like he walked from his exit to the Paradise Beach. It was in Mexico. Maybe they saved on airfare by letting him stay. So Less than a month, yeah. There's probably just stayed and got a free vacation before his second free vacation. But all right, I'm gonna check one more time for the for any sign of the preview. Though I think we may be out of luck this time around. Sadly, I think so. Sadly, I think so. But that's okay. That is a-okay. Can't always get the previews, but yeah, Bracelet Gate. Did we talk about how Kira seemed a little bit off? Too much to drink? Yeah, a few people did. I'll say a few people. There is supposed to be a drink, like, minimum for the hour in Paradise, at least in the last few seasons before this. After the Corinne DeMario thing. And I believe it's 2 drinks an hour, but it's not, it's like, you can space it out strategically, from what I've heard. Like, it's like, okay, it's what, 10, it's like almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast here. I haven't had a drink yet, so I could have my 2 drinks now, and then at 11:01, go and get 2 more drinks, and have 4 drinks in the span of the next 15 minutes. At least that's how I've heard it talked about. So I'll say that. At least that's how I've heard it talked about. So you can really play with the system here. But ever since that Corinne DeMario thing, it's changed. Yeah, Wells is really busy in like that half-hour span at the turn of the hour, and then he gets like a nice break, and then so I don't know how she's a doctor doing this. Yeah, Kira. Hey, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you don't want to get loose in Paradise. Get up to making, as she said, bad decisions. And by loose, I actually mean lace. Lace. That okay. I'm my Michael dad cosplay is working too hard here. So with no preview, I think we're gonna come to the end of the hour now, and a little early. Get in your last questions now, comments about the show, and keep your eyes peeled on the channel. It's going to be Thursday recap for this episode coming out, and then next week, Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Bachelor in Paradise, Wednesday recap, Thursday preview breakdown. Wonder what kind of doctor? That's a good question. I wonder if I can figure that out right now. The magic of Google. Kira is an internal medicine physician at the University of Pennsylvania Health System. Was nervous about appearing on The Bachelor in general, but says, it also made me anxious that I was going to be seen for the first time on national television in my underwear. But she in the previews she is in less than that, and she seems not as anxious anymore. So yeah, she's an internal medicine physician at the University of Pennsylvania Health System. Yeah, so I know sometimes they can be misleading with these job descriptions. So yeah, I'd heard that too, or I feel like I'd registered that somewhere, that she was a doctor. And where was something, did it Romeo say like he went to school with her or something like that? Was it? I can't quite remember. But there you go. And now, even greater than being a doctor, she's on Bachelor in Paradise, rubbing Casey's nipples. I don't know. I think that's it. That's the summit. So yes, and are the post-show live streams going to be on Tuesday night or both Monday and Tuesday nights? It's just going to be on Tuesday. While I am feeling a lot better, a lot better, I'm still taking things slow for my health. So, and schedule wise, it can be pretty tough. Romeo went to Harvard. Where did Romeo go? He well, let me see. I think so. He said something. Bachelor Harvard. now I'm just googling like and relaying to you. Yes, he went to Harvard. You're welcome. I'm just question, Google, give you the answer. There you go. Yeah, I thought I heard he said he went to school with Kira or something like that, or it was on somewhere. Yeah, went to school. Both Harvard grads. There you go. Harvard, doctor, Bachelor in Paradise. That's what it takes, people. Yeah, I wonder if they dated back then. Definitely they connected somehow through that. It might have been one of those things where, hey, you went to Harvard, I went to Harvard, we were both on The Bachelor. Then like Bennett shows up from Tayshia's season and they like shoo him off and they go, okay, what's up? And again, there were all these events where they all meet together and mingle. But definitely like this Romeo thing with Jill not going to work out. We know that she's like pissed off at him in the previews at one point, and that she is in the arms of Jacob. In the arms of Jacob when it gets to this moment. The twist, the Casa Amor twist. So, things are going to be wild. They're going to switch things up. Couples are going to be swapping all over the place. And while we sadly didn't get it into the preview because they didn't release it this time. It's okay, buddy. Sorry. Bob is dreaming. He just had a kicking fest. Well, we didn't get into it this time. We will get into it in the preview breakdown later this week, detailing some of the couplings that are going to swap in and out, and hopefully get down to some of the extra engagement stuff. I think we have even more evidence for this engagement too, which makes sense. They seem really like a big couple right off the bat, and the previews suggest it too. Oh, they just posted it on Instagram? All right. Never mind what I said. Forget it. We're gonna go. Boom. All right. 1 minute ago. Let's get into some live sleuthing. We're gonna do it. Previews up. Yep, we're getting into it. All right. do... Boom. Throw this on. Let's not waste any time. I think this early part of the preview is really the same stuff we've seen in the first two previews that they showed on during Gabby and Rachel's season.
On Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Summer is just getting started.
I mean, like, this is different, but not particularly wild information. Except maybe you can see, is there someone? Yeah, there's just like Michael in the background.
Oh my god! I can't say I've got
stuff. This this I talked about earlier. This date.
Wilder.
Victoria.
I can't say I've gotten a girl this wet, so this is new.
Whatever you.
Victoria and Justin. That's going to be a change up from the Genevieve early connection we saw earlier in this first episode. But again, there are change ups after that as well for these two. She'll probably come in with a date card, invite Justin on this date.
Say, Daddy.
And weirder.
You look great. You look.
Yeah, same. We saw this. Oh, I see. I see why they had to wait to put the preview up. They had to throw on the censor bar for the social media platforms because this was not censored in the preview. In the earlier preview. At the end of the episode, it was straight up shown. But I guess they had to censor it. And this is for Sally from who we will see in this preview. Sally, runaway bride. Sally owns this.
The funniest show on TV is back.
When I saw her twerk, I knew. That's when I knew.
It is very hard to juggle two men at once. I've never done
all
that.
This same stuff we've seen before from the preview breakdown, talked about before, couplings. I mean, James is there with Shanae. Shanae's going to be in a lot of couplings. Logan too. Sadly, I think this means Logan and Luce not going to pan out. No engagement there. I expect Luce will be gone. Sorry, is it Lace? Okay. Let's get back to this.
I was all over this place. It's like Geometry Beach.
It's getting messy on this beach.
Yeah, this is repeat. A lot of repeat.
We got the love.
Oh my god!
Justin with Eliza.
Brandon and Serene look great together.
I'm falling for you hard.
And then now we're getting to
Rodney
new
and
stuff.
Lace are looking like they're doing really good.
All right. Maybe there is a chance for... maybe there is a chance for Lace. At least for like a week. But we know that Eliza and Rodney also are a coupling. So that'll be it for Lace, I think. After that. Maybe.
I really see a future between us.
No clue who this is. No clue who this is. I mean, Brittany, no clue who this is. Which, that could be a bad sign for Andrew S., because we know he and Brittany have some sort of something. Maybe this is the cause of that comment I mentioned earlier from one of the last previews where Andrew's talking to, I think, Brittany, and he says, you know, I put everything on the line for you. Is that Jacob? I don't think that's Jacob. Is it? It's an Australian guy, maybe? That's possible. There's already one Australian contestant. All right. We'll see if we can figure that out.
See a future between us?
You're bringing me back to life.
Everyone's so happy.
But anything can happen in paradise.
Yeah, there's Sally. Runaway bride Sally.
We got the drama.
Damn, I just saw them kiss. And I'm just being like absolutely just chipped away at.
I can't juggle like 2 relationships.
The Shanae that
Yeah. So, and it seemed the preview, you know, we'll see. It can be misleading, but it would make sense, as we talked about before, that Aaron being upset over someone is Genevieve and maybe Justin. But it could also, you know, they could throw this in. There could be another guy that comes in too. That's how Paradise works. There can be so many ins and outs of relationships, back and forth. Like Kenny from last season went from Mari to Demi to Mari to who else was it? Gosh, the name I can't remember from Wiener. What's her name again? Tia. That's it. Got it. Okay. And then back to Mari, you know? It's a long season ahead.
The drama.
Damn, I just saw them kiss. And I'm just being like absolutely just chipped away at.
I can't juggle like 2 relationships.
the Shanae that I know is gonna go nuclear.
Be a man. Like, think about what you're doing right now.
All right, so Logan, we have seen with Kate a bunch, and there was like a scene. Will they show it? Have they shown it already? Am I going crazy? Where Kate and him, like, I don't know, choose each other or something. We know Logan and Shanae kiss, so it looks like that's what this is about. Kate and him become a couple. He chooses Kate over Shanae. Shanae is upset.
Right now. I feel so
There's
betrayed
Rodney
right
and
now.
Eliza. Okay, that makes sense. This is a shot from a previous preview. Lace upset. Rodney on a date with Eliza. It's probably the likely outcome that's the breakup. This looks more like a date, and she wouldn't be at the date, like watching them at the date. This is probably on the beach, seeing them in a different setting or something. Probably. It makes sense.
Right now. I don't want to do this. My heart broke twice in like less than like a day.
I can't keep seeing all my friends go through this.
So, interesting here. Rodney and Eliza. Is this a decision day thing? Is this earlier, where they're breaking up? My heart broke twice in like a day. Are they fine? And is this like about her breaking up with other people? I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I don't know. Doesn't look too great. Maybe Rodney's with someone else. But if you're going with the odds, you'd probably say decision day. But yeah, these previews can be sneaky. Either way, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence for this coupling. Sadly, Rodney, I really would love to see Rodney find love. Rodney was one of my favorite guys from Michelle's season. But I'm not getting as much of the endgame engagement vibes now. But yeah, no, he is with a woman here. But one thing I had sort of put in the back of my mind as I was talking here was to check if this is like Serene or something, because this doesn't necessarily mean he's hugging a woman who he's in a new couple with. Like, he's dumped Eliza for this woman. Like, we see all these people hugging, all the friends here. It doesn't necessarily mean that's someone he's in a relationship with. That could be someone consoling him as a friend. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for that, because it could be. It really, really could be. But I think it might actually be a friend, because it'd be kind of weird if he just like broke up. Well, I guess not, but I don't know. There's definitely a friend possibility here.
I can't keep seeing all my friends go through this.
Why do we need to make this a thing when it's not?
Yeah, this is a fake out. Definitely not. This is Aaron for sure with Genevieve in some kind of fight. Teddy, not with Teddy.
And we got the tears.
Lots of tears. Is that gosh, what's his? See, now I'm the guy who came out of the Rick. Ooh, I got it before I checked chat. Came out of the the whatever table. He's Rick. So Rick's gonna be showing up too. There's a new face we haven't seen in the previews yet.
It's so hard to find love. I don't
Sally, face, Genevieve.
And this season,
Okay, here's the twist. I'm gonna try to stop it as quickly as I can. There's a quick shot of the whole group of them. I don't know how far into the season this is, but there are some couplings and they're changing.
shocking twist that will leave you shook. Ladies, go pack your...
There we go. Okay. We don't get the full shot in this one. There is a wider shot. That we'll see in the preview breakdown. But you can spot here. Look, some shakeups. There's Victoria F. Johnny, couple, Jill and Logan, or sorry, Jacob. Jill and Jacob. Like, if you watching this episode and seeing this is like, what? How does this go down? Obvious one here, Serene, Brandon, Lace, and Rodney. This is definitely Logan right here with Shanae. And then there's Brittany and Andrew. So and this will be pretty pivotal in figuring out who actually gets eliminated at the next rose ceremony or so. And this could be a couple of rose ceremonies in too, because we'll be checking for how many guys may or may not be gone. Yeah. This could be the after two rose ceremonies, because new women are coming in, right? So the way Paradise works is whenever there's an imbalance of men and women, the gender that has the less amount of people are the ones who have the power. That way, like if there are 10 guys and 13 girls, 3 women will go home. And then it'll be even. And then they'll throw in some more men, and now there will be less women than men, and the women will have the power. And we know at this rose ceremony, more women get introduced, which means now the men will be in the power. So that means, follow the math here in my brain, I'm hoping it works out, that would be at least the third rose ceremony, or after the second rose ceremony, because the men have the power now, which means that there are more women than men. Women will go home, and next round, new men will show up. New men showing up means the women will have the power, and men will go home. And if this is not some sort of fake out or something, and the twist, the Casa Amor twist is this moment, that means that new women showing up would have to be the men having the power that week. So we're looking at not the next rose ceremony, not the one after that, but possibly the one after that. And that's why we're seeing some wild shakeups and couplings here. It's because that's like a little ways away. It's not right away. So, but yeah, some wild ones. Jacob and Jill. Johnny and Victoria. So interesting. And I don't think there's any Kira in this. So Kira will probably go home at that first rose ceremony. And the women who survive that first rose ceremony will be here no matter what, because they will have the power then, and then now it'll be shifting back. But, alright. Whew. Okay. So Lace is safe then. See, a little bit of sleuthing, things can change.
Bags. You'll be leaving paradise
Yeah, there you go,
immediately.
Victoria and John.
This is insane.
Yeah.
Everyone's pissed off. I'm sick of being broke like a bear.
We're ready to burn paradise down.
I love getting revenge. You want to go toe-to-toe with me?
I'm ready for it. And there's Florence right here. Florence from Bachelor in Paradise Australia. Jasenia, these women showing up in this moment, this twist, with Eliza, who's going to shake things up for Lace and Lace and Rodney, who are apparently a couple. Kate and Sarah both going to shake things up for Shanae and Logan, because Logan's been seen on dates or kissing both of them, and I think Kate's the ultimate pick there for him. I think Florence maybe tries stuff with Jacob, and then the twins show up. I think they are also on a date together, but it's hard to keep track of. There's too many people.
Oh my god! Medic!
Yes, down on the ground. That's
Paradise
Casey.
right now, it's not looking too much like paradise.
We've seen from the previews before. Person injured here seems to be having some sort of something. Is Casey? We've seen it. We don't see his face here, but we've seen it in a past preview. And then them all saying "F you, Jesse Palmer." The women at the casa.
It's the most incredible season yet. Who will find love?
I want you to be mine, so do you feel that way too?
I do.
Yeah, so this makes it look like Logan's decision between the three women, Shanae, Sarah, and Kate, is going to be Kate. So probably the timeline for Shanae is that third rose ceremony. 3 rose ceremonies for Shanae, unless she finds something with someone else. But
Who will be crushed?
I want to leave.
I can't do it. I want to go home.
there's NC, who we talked about. She's going to be with she's at least on a date with Andrew S. Try to see if maybe also while we're here. I don't think this is the hair clip person, but also bracelet. See, same bracelet, at least from the first one, which we kind of know. Likely these two in that previous engagement. This one right here that we talked about.
Crushed.
I want to leave.
I can't do it. I want to go home. I'm done.
Who will get engaged?
Oh.
This shot, is this the same ring, similar cut? Could this be more evidence that Brandon and Serene?
Oh my god.
And then this one right here, is that the same one as this?
The love continues.
Definitely checking it
Every
out. Maybe that's what it is. So we only got 2 engagement shots.
Monday and Tuesday night.
Monday and Tuesday. There we go. Perfect. So, yeah. Are there only 2 engagements? It's possible. I will say though, that if I recall correctly, last season they had 2 engagement shots that they used in the previews. One was Marissa, her engagement, and Mari's engagement. And the third one, Serena, with Joe, that one wasn't included in the preview till closer to the end, closer to the mid part of the season. So It is possible that there might be one more engagement in there. Not saying there will be, but it's possible. Just because we haven't seen it yet. This doesn't mean it isn't there. Because I remember that season going, oh, like, there's a third one here, Joe and Serena, like, starting to put that together closer to the end. I remember they didn't include that third engagement shot till near the end. So, why does Brandon want to leave? It could be a variety of reasons. Obviously, we have no idea what the context is. Adam Todd, is that the guy from before? I'll maybe check that out. See if that matches the guy with the bun before. But Brandon leaving could be like Serene goes on a date with someone else. We've seen that before. We've seen that many times, where one person is like all in and is like, I'm gonna leave, now that the other person is maybe like exploring something else. Not gonna change much. I mean, Joe did that. Joe did that. And then now they're engaged. So yeah, it could be fancy editing. Could be a lot. So I ultimately, I think this evidence is more compelling to someone got up. The engagement shots got him a little excited that he actually woke up. All right, back to bed. But this stuff here, I think, is more compelling to a happy ending for Brandon and Serene than a potential part where he's like, I want to leave. So I think that is stronger evidence. And I'm not worried about their relationship getting ruined. Yeah, good night. Good night, Bob. Do you think they'll get married? I think we're talking about Joe and Serena or Kenny and Mari. Well, I mean, I hope they do. I hope they're happy, and I hope they do. But statistically, people on this show, though Paradise, I think slightly better odds than the other two shows. That this is the real show here. This is where you really find love in less time, on a wilder, stupider show, which is stupider in the most wonderful way. But we'll see. So, of course, though, with this preview, more details. The full preview, they make it the Instagram box here, but the full preview, much more detail. We'll get into some of that like Australia contestant stuff, more couplings, more timelines for couplings. See if we can figure that out, like when couples might get together. That twist part of the preview is going to really help us in figuring out the next couple of episodes. That stuff we're all going to talk about in the preview breakdown. Going to be coming out Friday. Recap Thursday again, and then it'll be Wednesdays after the Monday Tuesday episode for the full week. This is the only week where there's only going to be one episode a week. Then it's doubling up for the rest of the season, I think. Unless they for whatever reason change it up. So keep your eyes peeled. Tuesdays is when the live chats are going to be on the Monday, Tuesday weeks. Tuesdays only. And Paradise is back. We got a lot of season ahead of us. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you for everyone who's chatted, super chatted, sleuthed some stuff with me. Anyone who's just lurked, thank you, Think Story, for modding for most of tonight. And it's good to be back on the beach. So until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out. Oop, I forgot to change this one. So stream over. It's from Gabby and Rachel season. Bye-bye, everyone.